Hey, it's Professor Gould, and in this video, I'm going to show you the parts of a scapula, which is the bone I have here. The scapula can be kind of confusing to orient yourself, so the first thing you need to look for is this indentation right there. Okay, that is the glenoid fossa. That's where the humerus connects to the scapula. No, it's not big enough, and there are a lot of ligaments and tendons and muscles that hold all this together, but yeah, that's why it's really easy to dislocate your shoulder. It's just not that big an indentation holding it in. All right, glenoid fossa. That's the lateral side. The other thing we look for is this big process here. That is the scapular spine, or the spine of the scapula. That goes on the posterior side. And you can actually feel that if you feel the top back of your shoulder, you can feel that bony part right there. All right, so that's the spine of the scapula. So this is the posterior side. This is the lateral side. So if I hold this up like this, this is a right scapula. All right, now the edges of the scapula are called borders. So down from the glenoid cavity or glenoid fossa is the lateral border. The medial border is on the other side, and then the superior border is here. The corners are called angles. So we have a superior angle and we have an inferior angle. Above and below the glenoid cavity or glenoid fossa, there are some little tubercles which are really not very well visible on this one. There's a infraglenoid tubercle there, and there's a supraglenoid tubercle there. Okay, so there's some really important muscles that insert there. The end of the scapular spine is this process, which is called the coracoid process. Okay, so the spine comes to here, and then this part is the coracoid process. And then there's another process that comes forward on the anterior side, and that is the acromion. And this end of the acromion is going to articulate with the clavicle. At the base of the acromion, there's a notch that's either called the suprascapular notch or just the scapular notch. It's a notch. Okay. Notice that the scapula indents this way. Okay. And when it sits on the body, it actually sits kind of forward like this. So this part is under the scapula. So this is called the subscapular fossa, this whole indentation here. Then we have two other fossae on the scapula, one above the spine and one below the spine. Supraspinous fossa, infraspinous fossa. One's supraspinous above the spine, infraspinous below the spine. Huh? Okay, so that is your scapula. When you're looking to orient yourself, look for the spine, that's the posterior side. Look for the glenoid cavity or glenoid fossa, that's lateral. Supraglenoid tubercle, infraglenoid tubercle, lateral border, inferior angle, medial border, superior angle, subscapular fossa, suprascapular notch, acromion, coracoid process, supraspinous fossa, infraspinous fossa. There's your scapula.